Well, you can give yourself space, you give yourself a chance, but the optimum position, that blue triangle in the middle of the start line there, that's the place you want to be if you're going to be set up for the best distance versus speed towards Mark 1. But ultimately, can you be fast at the gun? All the boats are a little bit slow. I think the coaches will have said we can potentially be fast at the gun. Right now, well, our pole predictor sits on the Brazilians with that space at the top, but the French are coming in fast and are going to be able to put a lot of pressure on them. 15 seconds to go. It's all about winding it up now. Delapierre's got it wound up on the French. At the bottom of the line, Rockwell, Denmark are wound up. The Italians have the pole predictor, but it's Slingsby that finds a gap in the middle of the line on Australia. Watch for that line to turn white, and it's going to be go. Slingsby's got it absolutely on the money at the gun. Perfection from Slingsby, and they will drive to Mark 1, and exactly, nice work, guys. What a start from Slingsby.
And the hometown team are just that. The Flying Roos are flying to mark number 1 here in race number 2. After a third place finish in race number 1, they are back. Tom Slingsby leading the 11 national teams here into race number 2 at Mark 1.
Loved what he did there as well. He squeezed up under everyone, opened up an angle, wide in, tight out at Mark 1. That's what every coach wants to see. Perfect from Tom Slingsby. They're going to control the first decision. The Rolex sprint leader was the Australians, and it's Great Britain that manoeuvre first. Lovely turn by the British there, but Australia, they should be well set for gate 2. What's their strategy going to be? Will they look for a left turn? Will they look for a right?
Sepp Schneider, the winners of race number 1, in a dismal position right now. They are in the back of the fleet, left side of your screen. The Swiss in 10th place currently. It is Australia getting pressure now from Dylan Fletcher and Emirates GBR, one of the most consistent boats in the fleet through 2 events.
5 seconds.
Looks like the British are going to take a right turn here. That's Hannah Mills saying, let's spin away, turn right. So we're going to see that split again. Crucial decision here. Do the Australians, I think they will turn left to keep it simple, but there's going to be space.
Turning up here, sharper turn in 2, 1, turn up.
And at the DP World Gate number 2, it is Australia, the leaders, out in front. We saw this in practice, Stevie, and the rest of the fleet better beware. Do not give the Aussies much space. You better track them down now, because as the race progresses on, they will be harder and harder to catch. Nice move up by Martin Grail as Mubadala Brazil sits in 3rd behind Dylan Fletcher and Emirates GBR. Quentin Delapierre and the French sit in 4th.
Oh, it's a traffic jam after 4th place, though. It's so tight. The New Zealanders make a late call. They're going to lose a lot of places. They've got to stay wide on the outside. Oh, Berlin gets pushed wide. Last-minute decisions cost that New Zealand team. Spain on the inside now need to keep clear of Canada. It's so tight when you're in the pack, and you are just compromised when you've not got off that start line well. New Zealand are going to struggle from here.
And Red Bull Italy and the German team, German Deutsche Bank, both off the foils there at gate number 2, so they are back of the pack now. The Swiss have moved up to 9th, but everyone still trying to track down Tom Slingsby and the Australians. Emirates GBR now into 2nd. France has moved up to 3rd.
Oh yeah, here we go. We're coming for a replay. New Zealand, well, they spin the boat away late. They could have made that right turn just, but they would have been slow. In the background, we see both Italy and Germany weren't making it. Look at this. On the inside, it's Canada. They've got the right of way, and they've got to give room to Spain. Oh, that got very, very tight, Todd. And now we got a big split on the course. We've got Australia come towards the bottom of our screen. They've headed away from the fans on Shark Island, but they've got good wind. Looks like a nice gain to the Australians there, Lisa.
That's failed. Target's 58.
We're crossing them now. By going left turn at the bottom, but they were able to gain over this left-hand side, this western shore. There's a big cloud. You might be able to see it on your screen sitting over the city, and I think that's really pulling the wind around, so it's slowly going more and more favoured to this side.
There we go. We saw the Oracle Insights there. Did show a little bit more wind on the Australians, and see how they're sailing nearly straight up those ladder lines. So they've got good wind and a good direction at the moment. I didn't think there were clouds in Australia, Todd.
So it's Australia out in front. Their lead almost 200 meters over Emirates GBR. Brazil is now sitting in 3rd with a tight battle with the French, who are in 4th.
Get the lefty as well. Feels like we're sailing a touch high every now and then.
Go Ian Jensen, the wing trimmer, sailing a touch high. That means they're sailing a bit too close to the wind, not quite fast enough. So it's really the wing trimmer's job on the boat to drive the speed in the boat, push the drivers to be fast. Oh, it's tight, isn't it? So tight there. Big gain again to this bottom of our screen, what we call the left-hand side of the course. There just seems to be more wind. Great Britain have made a gain, but they hadn't to keep clear of the Australians. Australia will be sailing back towards more wind. Got to expect the Slingsby and Co to make a gain from here.
As you see those green and red circles up here, the green team has the right of way, the red team has to give way as they make the turn now at gate number 3. And now you're going to see a lot of decisions being made here. It's going to be tough. Rockwell, Denmark's coming in. So is Spain, Canada, Brazil. Mobutla, Brazil opts for the right-hand side of the course.
Yeah, it's always a really interesting decision at the top of the course. You know, do you save yourself a manoeuvre or do you turn instantly back towards more wind? Brazil went straight and they've sailed into a nice bit of wind, but they're all having to turn very soon after that right turn. So I think it could be a nice game for France. But yeah, as soon as you're back in the pack, you don't have that first choice, and that's where New Zealand find themselves.
Sebastian Snyder, the winners of race number 1, the Swiss, they were back in 10th place. They have made nice gains here, Stevie, pulling a full New Zealand as they've moved up to 6th place. Mubutla, Brazil has dropped back to 5th. Rockwell, Denmark into 4th, and France holding down that 3rd place position after a 4th in race number 1. But it's the all Aussies right now. Look at the speeds on top of that wing, 76 kilometers an hour.
We're in a transition here. How long, Tash? 5 off. Stand by. Hit it with pressure here.
There we go, tight cross for the French. It's interesting listening into Slingsby and Draper, though, on those Australian boats. We can see how gusty it is, and we're going to see a split at the bottom here. We're going to see Australia turn right, Great Britain turn left. So again, who's reading the wind best? The Rolex chasing time is coming down. Britain are on the gain. They're going to be faster out of gate 4 here, the DP World gate. But who's going to find the most wins? Slingsby had the first pick, but he didn't have a lot of margin. They're both going to split the gate almost neck and neck. Who's made the right choice?
So a 1 second differential between Australia and Great Britain at gate number 4. And now the race is on to the top of the course, then back down, and then the quick left-hander to the finish line.
Tight back in the pack there, Todd. Denmark have made their way up to 5th. Rockwell, Denmark, I really thought they might have been a formed team. They finished Auckland so well, yet to fully get up and running just here in Sydney, but slow starters, they might bring it as we come back together later on in the event.
Stevie, it's worth noting the amount of talent that's out on the water right now with World Championships, America's Cup, gold medals from the Olympics, and these boats are all equally prepared. They all share the same data, but you see the Australians just dominating in practice, and today it looks like a repeat of yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, you know, that, yeah, they've lost Kyle Langford, but when they've lost Kyle Langford, they got Chris Draper. I mean, it's just so much experience. It's just a boat full of experience is what they've got there. And I think with these new T-foils, maybe I've forgotten, we should have mentioned them, you know, the boats have got, they're all learning so much.
Sure.
How do you fly the boat? How do you use that T-foil? Do you push it wide on the boat, give yourself a lot of horsepower? Do you make the boat easier to sail? You're constantly compromising, and I think that experience just helps them, which is why it's so impressive that towards the top of our screen there, Mubutla, Brazil in 4th place, and now they've got themselves a bit of fresh air after a good start, putting in a really good showing.
Martine Grail, the new driver for that new team that's come in, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 2-time world champion, the 2014 Sailor of the Year, as she is now driving them into a 4th place position, trying to track down France, who sit in 3rd.
Looks like a potential lead change here. The British have found more wind on that left-hand side. Here we go. Comes Dylan Fletcher across the boat, takes the wheel from Hannah Mills, right of way Australia.
Stay there, Parko. One and in there.
Tightly behind.
Dylan's planning ahead here. He says, Hannah Mills says the wind's turned to the left. That means good news for them, but good news for Australia. Australia potentially going to be set for a right turn. Great Britain are going to be fast. They're going to do one more manoeuvre, look for a left turn. Tight moment coming here. Who makes the right decisions?
And here it is.
Crucial moment. The Australians will have to keep clear of Great Britain. Big lead change right now. Who's found the most wind? Britain, what a overtake.
So they were trailing by 1 second at the last gate, and now they have given that second and given themselves an added bonus second. So Lisa, as they make the turn now, as they head towards home, whose position do you like better? Emirates, GBR, or Australia?
I think Australia had a really nice gust, but the one thing is they have to do another manoeuvre. So I think Great Britain will have the advantage here. It really is who sticks the best manoeuvres to this final turning mark.
So when they come back together here, Todd, the Australians got the right of way, but I think they're too far back. It looks like the British, yeah, Ian Jensen calls them across.
Look at the speed, though, on the wing of Australia. They are ticking right around 84 kilometers an hour, 77 for Emirates GBR, and there it is at mark number 6, just not quite there.
We'll be down after the race.
Oh, I tell you what, Hannah Mills and Dylan Fletcher are working very, very well out there on this race course today. Great comms, and what an overtake. Is this what we're going to see tomorrow afternoon? Great Britain against Australia on Sydney Harbour.
And your Emirates winning moment goes the way of Emirates GBR. Dylan Fletcher and company get the win in race number 2. The Australians will claim second place, and that's a good first 2 races for the Brits. They go 5-1, but Australia, Stevie, a 3-2, even better.
Yeah, I mean, Australia have sailed very, very well, but Slingsby, I don't think he'll be happy about that, because that's the first time they've really been challenged boat speed wise. Let's have a word for the French. That's a 3 and a 4 in my memory there. De La Pierre, oh, he has not lost any of it after a little bit of time off.
Rockwell, Denmark, coming in 4th place with Mubadala, Brazil in 5th, and the Swiss, nice bounce back. Remember, terrible start for Seb Schneider, the winners of race number 1. They will finish in 6th.
Yeah, coming back, let's have a look at, 7th and 8th, New Zealand and Canada. Well, 9th, Spain are defending Season 4 champions. New Zealand, Spain and Canada have had a sticky start to things here, and they're already on the back foot. The Kiwis just don't look as fast as we're starting to see them be.
So Canada will get an 8th after finishing 7th in the prior race, and it's Spain. Wow, they finished 2nd in the first race, and they drop back and finish 9th.
Go there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, stop.
I think the thing with a slightly bigger race course here is if there is the opportunity to overtake, but because people have got a bit more time to get the boat up to speed, you should be able to do more accurate manoeuvres. Makes it harder to make an overtake if the other teams aren't making mistakes.
A tough weekend gets even tougher for the Germans after finishing 10th in race number 1. They go 11th in race number 2. Just to remind you, the Americans unable to race because of damage to their boat during practice yesterday.